Hi, you guys. Welcome back. I know it has been like forever, but this time it's like for real. I've been missing for quite a long time on here, but I am so happy that I finally found the time to sit down to talk to you guys. This is a video that I have been promising. It's not a review. This is going to be a live update video on myself. There has been so much going on, so I'm just very excited to just give you guys a little bit more details on what I've been up to. So if you are interested, just stick around. So before I start, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to each and every single one of you who are subscribed to my channel. I haven't been the best on posting on here. And so the fact that you guys are still here and will pretty much patiently waiting until my next video just means so much to me. Like I said, I'm just really happy that I am able to sit down to finally share so much, and hopefully you guys are able to understand as to why I have been missing for a while. I don't know how many of you guys follow me on my Instagram, but I do want to throw this out there that a lot of the things that I'm going to share today on here, I have shared and posted on my Instagram. So just be, supportive or patient. I don't know what word exactly to use, but I guess I'm sorry if this is not the video that you were looking forward to. There will be a lot more coming, but a lot of things I haven't shared, so it will be new for both platforms. So first things first that I want to share with you all is that I am pregnant. I have been pregnant pretty much since the beginning of the year. This is something that I have been pretty open about on my Instagram, and I even shared the gender of my baby. If you guys didn't know, I call my baby +1, or at least that's what I used to call my baby before I found out if it was a he or a she. I am currently at 22 weeks and 6 days. By the time you guys see this video, I will be 23 weeks officially. I seriously cannot believe it still, and it's not until I look at myself in the mirror and I see my big old belly and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I have this baby inside of me. I mean, I knew from a very young age that one day I wanted to be a mother. So the fact that I'm finally going through this and, experiencing this whole motherhood stage is just incredible. I am incredibly blessed. I've said it millions of times. I feel like that's my go-to hashtag pretty much in everything that I post, but honestly, I really do feel blessed. I am due in September, and it can't get here any sooner. I just really want to meet my baby. I don't know how else to explain it to you guys. I'm very happy. I know that I'm only 5 months in and I still have 4 more to go, but I just can't wait. I don't think I've ever shared my age, but in case you guys were curious, I am 28 years old. And this was a planned pregnancy. If this was something, again, that you guys were curious about, my husband and I did plan this pregnancy. We were ready, to experience a new adventure. And so we just said, why not? The exact words that my husband said was, what's the worst that can happen? Let's give it a try and see what happens. And on our first try, I ended up being pregnant. I don't want to go too much into details because I am fully aware and completely understand that every couple is different. Everyone has their own struggles, and so I just want to be very respectful, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I just want to share and be honest with you guys of how my pregnancy went pretty much from the beginning. We finally found out the gender of our baby this weekend. We had a gender reveal. I didn't really want to wait until a gender reveal. I just pretty much wanted to find out the moment that I went in for my 20-week ultrasound. My husband really, really wanted to have a gender reveal. He's like, you know what, this is our first child, and why not, do all the cute, cool things that there are, because then you're going to regret it or whatever. So I was like, you know what, you're right. Let's do it. And so I'm very, very happy that I did wait, but it was just very, very hard. I remember walking in there into my appointment. I was just like, oh my gosh, today is the official day. Yeah, I'm not going to know. It's going to be a secret for everybody. And it was killing each and every one of us. They gave us an envelope and they put inside the information, the gender of our baby, and I put it in my living room, and every time I would walk in front of it, I just wanted to rip it open and find out. Even my parents, they were like, oh my gosh, we still have to wait. And I'm like, yes, we need to wait, and we just need to suck it up. I mean, at the end, it was definitely worth it. Everyone was very happy. It was a very nice experience. I definitely do recommend you guys having a gender reveal, even if it's just, a small group of people. My husband and I decided to invite our closest family and our closest friends. It was a really, really nice experience. Like I said, I had a great time. Now you guys are probably wondering, so what did you do for your reveal? How did you announce it? And so I'm just going to insert a small clip and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So we knew very early on that we wanted to have the big inflatable baby girl and baby boy, but my husband's like, why don't we try something different? We should do something that's, funny, or, something that not anybody has done yet. And so he came up with the idea of the T-Rex. And I thought it was freaking awesome. I thought it was nice. It was something completely different. And everybody was just like laughing. Like nobody couldn't believe it. Like, oh my gosh, like really? I remember getting so many questions like, so how are you going to announce it? Like, did you send in, your gender to like a company? Like, did they send you something? I'm like, no, I'm not going to share. It's going to be a surprise. You guys are just gonna have to wait. And honestly, like I said, I feel like it was a great surprise. Everyone pretty much didn't expect it. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm just so happy that we waited for the reveal, because that way we were able to share the big announcement with the people that are very important in our lives. What was I thinking? I was about to move on and I wasn't going to acknowledge the fact that we are going to have a baby girl. It's a girl. Oh my gosh. We were all in shock. I could have sworn from the very, very beginning of my pregnancy that I was going to have a boy. Even my husband, and I don't know what it was. I feel like a lot of the symptoms and a lot of the things that I was experiencing was like aiming towards boy. And I just want to say this one more time, and I'm sure you guys have heard this plenty of other times elsewhere, to not compare your pregnancy to anybody. And I feel like it is very, very true, because it's not going to be the same. Everyone is completely different. And so the fact that I was listening, to all these stories and, all these old wife tales, made me think and pretty much convinced me that I was going to have a boy. And well, surprise, it's a girl. I always thought that I was going to experience nausea and I was going to experience me throwing up every morning. And I had none of that from the very beginning. Up until this day, I haven't experienced anything like that. And everyone says like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky, you're very lucky. And I'm gonna say yeah, because I can't imagine waking up every day, you know, feeling sick and just throwing up. No. I remember walking into my very first doctor's appointment and she asked me a whole bunch of questions, and honestly, to the whole list I was like, no, 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 no. And she was probably like, even for a minute, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope she believes me because I have been feeling good. The only thing I did experience was tiredness. I was super, super tired. I don't even know how to put it in words. I felt like I was truly sick. I felt like maybe I was missing some sort of a vitamin or you know, something. I felt like something was wrong with me. And even though, like I said, this was a planned pregnancy, I didn't think that I was going to end up pregnant pretty much on my first try. I had no idea that you would experience this sort of tiredness during pregnancy. And it wasn't until I went to the doctor and when I was like researching on Google, which, I mean, I shouldn't have. But before I went into that doctor's appointment, I started to freak out and I just started to write, why am I so tired? Like, why this? Why that? And then a lot of the things were pointing to, well, you're probably pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. Like, thought I was going to experience all these other things. So tiredness just wasn't on my list. I remember sitting down a couple times trying to watch TV and I would just fall asleep. Like, automatically. It was ridiculous. Any little thing that I did just felt like I just finished running a marathon. It was ridiculous. I was like, what is going on with me? 28 is not the year for me. What's going on? So yeah, that's pretty much all I experienced. I slept a lot. I mean, a lot throughout my first trimester. And it wasn't until my second one that I started feeling a lot better. And my energy just started coming back little by little. I was even on my Instagram sharing like, oh my gosh, my energy is so low. I don't feel so well. And, you know, little did I know that my body was forming this little baby inside of me, little human. It's insane. Another thing that I experienced in my second trimester was super, super, super dry skin. I mean, my whole body, especially my face, I was even peeling around this part of my face, like around my mouth. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I had to pretty much change my whole skincare routine. I was freaking out. I was like, I don't know what it is. I heard that it's quite normal for you to have, you know, a big drastic change in your skin, but I mean, I already had dry skin. I have dry skin. So the fact that it was even more dry was just super scary. And the products that I was using was for dry skin. And I mean, it wasn't working. None of it was working. So I did have to change it. And I will be doing a video on the products that I am currently using that I switched over to that have been truly helping me, and I truly have been enjoying them. Now, when it comes to maternity clothes, I really don't have a lot. I think I purchased more dresses than anything because I feel like they are the most comfortable on me. Target is pretty much my go-to store. I don't want to go too much into detail with clothing because I also think I'm going to do another dedicated video on the clothes that I've got and what I prefer and stuff like that. Now, something big that happened is that I moved. We no longer live in our South Loop loft. It was my husband and I's first apartment and we truly loved it. We loved the area. We loved the space. It was very, very nice. The only thing is that it was only like a 1-bedroom, you can say. It was a loft, so it wasn't really like a bedroom. But we really loved it. We loved the space, like I said. Now, when we found out that we were pregnant and knowing that our lease was up until the end of April, we knew that it was probably time to like pack up our stuff and start looking for a home. However, I did ask for an extension. I asked the property manager to let us at least live there for like 3 months. I asked for the extension, but unfortunately, they didn't give it to us. And so we were looking to rent a place for like a short-term lease. I didn't know how I felt about that because we were only going to be taking like the necessary things and putting the rest like in storage or at our parents' house. And so I was like, you know what? It's too much. I don't want to be having things like in 3-4 different places. I brought up the idea of moving in with my parents. They offered. And so I was like, you know what? It's only them two. My brother doesn't live with them. I still had my room and my bed. I mean, pretty much my room was intact from when I moved out. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we do it? The basement is pretty big and it's just us two. Like, why don't we just take advantage of it? And so we thought about it, and we did make the executive decision of moving in with my parents. And so this is my room. This is at my parents' house. And so that's why it looks a little bit different. But this is a reason as to also why I took such a long time to record, because I was packing and I was just pretty much stressing out, trying to figure out how our lives were going to look. And I'm just so happy to share that I am living pretty comfortable. I thought that it was going to be a lot harder, but it wasn't. It was a very easy transition. Change is something that I don't deal well with. Whenever there's a huge change in my life, like moving, just gets me into this mood. And I don't want to say that I get depressed, but I do get very, very sad. And I start to overthink, like, oh my gosh, how are things going to look like now? What if this doesn't work? What if this, like, oh my, like, I don't like to do things not knowing what's going to happen next. And the fact that we didn't have a plan after our lease was over scared me. It really did scare me. I was very comfortable where I was living. And so the fact that I wasn't going to be there anymore, and the fact that I was pregnant and COVID was still a thing, just scared me. My parents are super welcoming. They're super loving. I mean, obviously they love me, but they also love my husband so, so much. I mean, they treat him like if it was one of their own. He also loves them very much. So I just feel like all of that, plus me having my own room where I used to be, just made everything a lot better. I seriously have the best parents, and I know that a lot of you guys say that about your own, but seriously, they do so much for us, and they are pretty much always there. Even for our gender reveal, they did so much. It was here at their house, and I will never be able to repay them all the love and all the support and everything that they have done for us. I'm not gonna cry, but every time I talk about them, like, I get very emotional. So now for future videos, if my background looks a little bit different, you guys now understand as to why you guys no longer see the brick in the back, because we are now at my parents'. We just started the whole looking for a home process, and they did tell us that it was going to take some time. I really hope that we are able to move in before our baby girl is born. But even if we're not, I mean, I know the world's not going to end. We will figure something out. We always do. And I always say this to my husband. I know it's going to sound so cheesy, but home for me is when we're together. So no matter where it is, it's going to be home. You know that it's definitely going to be worth the wait, because we really want to move into a home that we really love, or a neighborhood that we really want our girl to be running around in. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to be patient, and I'm just going to have to trust the process. Everything happens for a reason, and so I'm just very excited to see what happens. I know that it's a lot trying to find a home, living with my parents, having a baby girl. It's a lot. It's a lot, I know, but I'm excited. And we'll see where I end up. I know want to make this video any longer, so I think I'm going to end it here. However, as usual, if you guys have any questions or you guys are still curious about a certain thing, I invite you guys to write down on the comments below. I'm always more than happy to write back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this life update video. And if you did, I invite you all to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'm sending you guys a bunch of positive vibes as usual, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! My baby girl says bye too.